Welcome again to Taco TV, where we talk about everything that affects us. Thank you for joining us on today's episode, and we hope you are doing good. We've seen in recent times that the role of parenting has become more and more difficult. Should we say thank God for COVID-19 that locked all of us at home and a lot of parents had to reunion with their kids? Grandpa, I saw a picture in the internet where they related a kid of the 80s who was playing outside and the mother had to go and drag him by the ears to come inside. And they related a kid of today who was indoors all through playing with his mobile device, and his mom had to come and drag him by the ears to go out and play. So how can you relate parenting of your days and what we have today?
Like you rightly said, in our time, children will play outside, they will play in the street, they will go to the nearest field or playground and play. But today, many factors have changed that. The mobile devices have captured the attention of the children of today.
Meanwhile, that playing outside has health benefits to the children and even to adults. And that's why you see people jogging around early in the morning.
Yes.
Even in my school, sir, we used to do physical education every week, sir. That is why I used to wear those sport wears.
That is right. Another militating factor is insecurity. In our time, whether you are rich or you are poor, all the children will come out in the evening and play together. At times, they won't want to go home. You will see some parents coming to look for their children so that they will go and eat.
I see. Today, insecurity has breached that relationship.
Yes.
We have kidnapping, ritualism. We've heard and even seen many incidents of ritual activities where even adults are victims, let alone the children.
Yes.
Now let's talk about parenting itself. We've seen less and less impact of parents directly on their children. These days, nearly every well-doing home has a nanny or a house help. Alright? So it is the house help that wakes the children in the morning. She bathes the children, she prepares them for school, she feeds them, and either she or the driver takes them to school. Then they are left in the hands of the teachers till afternoon when the school closes. And the house help or the driver has to pick them up again, then comes back home. Then she has to be the one to bathe them, feed them again. Then in some cases, the lesson teacher comes.
And the parents will come back in the night.
Yes, especially in Lagos where you stay in traffic for hours and you get home at night.
One day, one of our classmates, that's how he said that they used to see their father only once in a month.
And did they say why that is so?
He said he used to travel a lot now.
That is another problem which does not have impact on parenting alone, but also on the family as a whole.
But Grandpa, how do we balance these things? Because if that man doesn't hustle, they will say he's a lazy man and he cannot take care of his family. Yet, when he does, he doesn't have time for the family. What can be done to curb this? Because that kind of a man doesn't have time to monitor the children and carry out his father's role on the children. Tomorrow, if these children turn out to be something else, they will start asking, where did this your attitudes come from? Because the people that your children were spending more time with are the nannies, the house help, the drivers, the teachers, and even other children. What makes you think that they will behave like you?
Children of a rich man behaving like a driver.
Taco, that is a strong phrase.
There is a saying that you cannot throw away the baby with the water bath. We have to balance the situation.
All works and no play makes uncle a dull man.
You won't respect your big head now.
You two are always catapult and stone. Like I was saying, you have to balance work and family. Parenting is not a child's play. So before you make that decision to become a parent, you should know that it takes more than providing money for the family.
The way the whole thing looks, I think it has to do with your own personal way, how you want to handle it. Because even some parents these days, they try as much as they can to spend less time with their kids. Some want more time for themselves. In other cases, some people leave the house by 6 a.m. They don't get to see the faces of their children. Then by the time they are back in the evening, the children have gone to bed. And you are tired. You can't even spend more time with them, even if they were awake. It's your nannies, your teachers, and your house help that can tell you the conditions of your children. And like Grandpa said, you feel all you owe them is money, good life, and education. No, I think you owe them good parenting. You are the custodian of your kids, not the nannies or teachers. Even holidays and weekends that you are supposed to spend time with them, some people still send their children on swimming lessons, horse ride lessons, boot camps, taekwondo classes, summer classes. All of that is good, but
You that is sending them to go and learn all those things, were they the things that you learn to become as good as you are today? What role does taekwondo play in the business? Uncle, all these people that even learn taekwondo self, how many of them actually use it in real life self?
I don't know.
How will you send someone to go and learn how to fight just because he wants to defend himself? Which means you are actually looking for trouble so that you can fight, Abi? Uncle, that was how one pastor sent his son to go and learn taekwondo. But when he goes to church, he will be preaching that place in the Bible where Jesus Christ said, if someone slaps your right cheek, turn to him the left one so that you will slap too. But you are sending your child to go and learn taekwondo. Practice what you preach, Jare. Let us start practicing your preaching with the face of your children first.
Parents have to start planning time to hang out with their children, especially weekends. In our days, we had time to play during weekends. These days, children learn every day of the week. If they are not learning, they are watching TV. If they are not watching TV, they are playing with their mobile devices. They need something else that will create a bond between you and them. As a parent, you need to bond with them instead of you to send them to horse riding lessons and all sorts of lessons. Is there any business meeting that horse riding qualifies you to attend?
See, if you want to learn how to ride horse, just go to any beach in Lagos. With just 500 naira, you will learn how to ride a horse. You are sending your children on horse lesson. How many horses do you have that you are sending them to go and learn how to ride horse?
Your role as a parent can never be replaced by another parent. There's something special about you that you need to deposit in that child. That's why God sent that child through you. Sometimes we wonder why children behave different from their parents. Sometimes kids are sent to boarding school and some come back with all sorts of abnormalities like becoming gay, some get into drugs and all of that. We know that your children can't be with you all their lives, but you see that younger age, it is very critical. Whatever they learn at that young age is hardly replaceable.
Even the Bible says, train up a child the way he should go, and when he grows up, he will not depart from it.
Very true. It's just like the foundation of a house. Once it is not strong, that structure is liable to collapse. That's what happens when you don't have enough time to imbibe the right moral upbringing into your children. By the time you expose them to the wide world out there, they can easily be influenced by friends and mates. So they go into boarding school or you send them abroad as good kids and they come back battered and broken. Being a parent in this age and time is not easy at all. But we have to find a way to balance it. Not for ourselves, but because our children need it and because it is your responsibility as a parent.
This is just advice, so we are not commanding you. They say advice, because.
Of course, whatever we are saying here is our own opinion. Remember to share, like, subscribe, and follow us. See you next week. Have a great time and remain blessed.
You did not tell them one dog, Abi. You don't do that.